Samantha from GSMA Tutorials here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a ginkgo leaf themed pendant from polymer clay. Bear in mind you can use today's techniques to create earrings as well if you would prefer. Now I'm going to be using Primo polymer clay today, and I'm just popping on screen the colours that I'm going to be using. We have two colour recipes to mix up, which I'll explain in a second. But there we go, these are the colours we're going to end up using. So the whole colours are Primo Burnt Umber, Cadmium Yellow and Wasabi. This colour over here is one Spanish Olive mixed with one bright green. And those are both Primo colours as well. Then this one is 10 Primo White to 1 Cadmium Yellow. But feel free to use any colours that you would like. Right, and we're going to be making a Mokume Gane today. I'm going to be cutting this kind of not quite white but just off-white in half. There we go. And I've just put one part off to the side. And these are the colours we're going to use for the Mokume Gane. We'll need the burnt umber and the kind of yellowish white for the rest of the pendant later. And now the important thing is that these ones are rolled out on my thickest setting, so roughly 2mm thick, and these have been rolled out on the middle setting of my pasta machine, so roughly 1mm thick. And that's the only thing you need to keep in mind with these layers. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be layering them, so let's see. I'm going to try to alternate between the colours, so I'm going to put cadmium yellow down, then the kind of Spanish olive mix, then I'll put the off-white, burnt umber, and then the wasabi green. And there you go, that's the stack. And I want to make sure that the colours as I stack them have a relatively high contrast with one another, because I don't want them blending into one another once we kind of thin out these layers. And I'm just going to trim that off and separate those colours out before moving on so that you don't end up with waste. And there we go, this is our Mokume Gane stack. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll this out until it's about 1mm thick. And I'll start out by rolling it with my roller because it's too thick to go through my pasta machine without a lot of distortion at this moment. And then I'm going to roll that through my pasta machine until it's 1mm thick, which is roughly the middle setting. And there we go, that's how that looks. Let me just bring it out so you can see a bit more. And then on these edges, I am just going to trim those up. I can always use this scrap for other things. I just want to tidy this up. Go. And then we're going to be cutting this into sections and stacking. Like so. And it's a little thin, so it can be a little tricky to work with. There we go. And I should be able to get about 4 layers out of this, and there you can see how thin the colours are there. But you're just going to stack them on top of each other so that we can stamp them and get our pattern. There we go. And I don't want to thin it out any more than it already is. I feel like that's enough. The only thing I'm going to do is just cut these edges so that it's a little bit more tidy, and you can really see there the stripes. Okay, and I think I'm going to thin it out just a touch more. Yeah, I'm going to thin it out until it's about 2mm thick. It's roughly 3mm thick at this point. Alright, there we go, don't want to go further than that. Then I'm going to bring over my texture stamp of choice, and I'm going to be using this doodle texture stamp. Hopefully you can see that on screen. And I have a video where I show how to create the stamp yourself from polymer clay. This is silicone, but you can make one from polymer clay. That is how I ended up making this. So I will have that linked in the description below. but this is the pattern I'm going to be using, and I'm primarily going to be focusing on this middle part of the pattern here. Feel free to use any texture stamp you want, it does not need to be this one. And I'm just having a look here at my layers, and I think I'm going to stamp it on the cadmium yellow side. I'll pop that down and just pop it so it's the cadmium yellow side facing down. Okay, and then I'm going to use a baby wipe to prevent my fingers from sticking, and I'm going to press that clay into the texture stamp, and I'm going to work from one end down to the other end. There we go. Lift that up. You should be able to see the texture pattern on that side, and you're just going to lift that up. Pop that to the side, don't need that right now. Alright, and then just press that onto your tile. And then I like to use a flexible tissue blade, but use any blade you want, and we're going to be shaving off the surface of that Mokume Gane to get our pattern. And I like to keep these like little frill pieces that I get off, because they're really nice for backings if you want to kind of make your pendant or earring double-sided. So I always will keep those pieces. Okay, and then just continue shaving the whole of that piece. Like so. There we go. Once you're happy with it, grab a piece of paper, just pop that over the top and start to give it a burnish. And you can use a roller to do that. And the goal is to just make it so that the whole piece is flat and smooth and doesn't have any divots in the clay anymore. And this is how that'll look once you're done. Alright, and with that done, I'm going to put it to the side and I'll work with it in a little bit. For now, you want to roll out both some of your burnt umber and that kind of off yellow white. You want to roll those out on the thicker setting of your pasta machine. Okay, and there we go. And these should be about the same thickness as your Mokume Gane, so adjust the pasta machine levels as you need. And I'm just going to use a piece of paper for this next bit so that I can transfer things around as needed. And we're going to start off with the burnt umber. I'm just going to pop that down, and you're going to need to burnish that. So I'll use another piece of paper and just stick that down onto the paper, giving it a nice smooth finish. Then I'm going to be working with two circle cutters, and I'm going to start off with the smallest of the two, and I'm just going to cut out some of that brown, lift that up and out of the way. I'm going to bring over this piece, and I'm going to put this to the side. Actually, we'll work with that in a second, because with this piece I want to insert our Mokume Gane. So you're going to want the circle cutter, and then I've got this little Ginkgo leaf cutter that I'm going to be using. Just making sure that I have that in the right spot. Yes, I do. Press down. There we go. And lift that out the way. And I've got this piece, and I'm going to pick a interesting spot. I really like this area here. I think it just looks quite interesting with those kind of pinwheel patterns. And you're just going to cut out your Ginkgo leaf, and I'm just going to peel that up and move that to the side. I can make more pieces from that, such as earrings, but for now you only need the one little bit. Take that and just smooth any fluffy bits that might be around the edges. so that you can insert it in here nice and cleanly. There we go. Take that and pop that in, and it should fit nicely. Okay. Then give it a burnish because you want those pieces to be thoroughly stuck together. And that's how that should look. You're then going to take your circle cutter, find the center, and cut down. This is the smaller of the two circles. There we go. Then lift that up. Okay, it doesn't matter if it distorts a little bit because we're going to be inserting in here. You're just going to pop that in. There we go. I'm just making sure that it's sitting in there nicely. Okay. And then again, you're going to grab a piece of paper and you're going to burnish that. And there we go. That's how it'll look. Alright, and then from here you could cut it straight out, but I want to texture it, so I'm going to use this little sandpaper texture that I've got here, and I'm going to be just popping that down on the surface and giving it a press. You could use sandpaper as well. And I'm going to be texturing over and over again until I have a nice, even, sandy texture. Like that. And there we go, that will do. And hopefully the camera can pick up that texture. And then you're going to take your circle and you're just going to center that. Going to bring it over here so I can make sure it's centered. There we go. And you're going to be cutting that out like that. And then lift up that burnt umber, remove that out of the way. And I'm just going to give it another recut because I didn't get quite as clean sides as I would like. Didn't press hard enough. There we go. Move that out the way. Right, and that's how it should look. I'm now going to pop this into the oven for a full hour at Primo's recommended temperature on this piece of paper so that it remains nice and matte on the back, and then from there we're going to be assembling it. Alright, and here is how it looks once it is out of the oven. And I've given the back a sand so that it's nice and smooth. Now, at this point you could give it a varnish to give it a little bit more of a shine, but I quite like the matte finish I've got here, so I'm not going to be giving it any varnish, especially since this is all clay and it doesn't need anything to seal or protect it. So instead I'm just going to drill a hole using this pin drill at the top of the piece. There we go, and it's really thin, so it shouldn't take more than a minute. And then from there we're going to be assembling it as a pendant. Bear in mind you can make this as an earring. It's very thin, which means that it's very lightweight. And all you're going to do is you're just going to take a jump ring. I'm using this antique copper jump ring because of the brown I've got in the design already. And I'm going to be using this cord over here. I will link in the description below to the video that I did this in, because this is from an older video, like a couple of years back. I show you how to create these end caps out of polymer clay and just show you the whole thing in general. And I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to link it to the bottom here. And I don't need all the cord, I just need some of it because I want it to stay in place. Just bear with me for a moment while I get that there. There we go. There we go, and that should just hang off of the loop like that. And there we go. I think that cord looks quite nice with the pendant. It's got a nice pop of green and it's quite nice with the little end caps. But yeah, that is just about it for today's tutorial. I do hope that you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Will you be giving this one a try? Will you be making earrings or a pendant? Also bear in mind that you can use this Mokume Gane for a bunch of different things. You could also use the technique of layering multiple things together into one piece in a variety of different ways, so don't feel like you have to copy exactly what I'm showing here. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, as it helps the channel out and gets this video out to more people who like doing polymer clay. And if you'd like to support the channel so that I can continue creating videos just like this one, please do consider becoming a member. There's a join button just below this video where you can become a member of the channel. You could also check out my Patreon account, that will be linked in the description below. Both are exactly the same, where you gain access to these videos early as well as exclusive members only videos. Another way to support the channel while getting yourself some polymer clay tools and supplies is to check out my Etsy store, where I make and sell things such as the cutters and texture stamp that I used in today's video. Those are all made by me in studio, so if you would like to support a smaller creator, that's definitely a good way to do it. That will be linked in the description below. But that is just about it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.